What is up, guys, and welcome to Blind Quest, where I take a game that you may not know of and make it visual. Today we're talking about Neverwinter Nights. I mean Neverwinter, the MMO. Neverwinter is a free-to-play MMO with Cash Shop by Cryptic Studios and published by Perfect World Entertainment. The question is, what's different here? Well, the first feature I should mention is the foundry.
Remember Neverwinter Nights toolset where you can create adventures? Well, it's back here in MMO form. Players can make their own quests and then share it in the foundry. Other people can play it, share it, get rewards, and rate it. Gamers often burn through games quickly, so user-generated content is a good solution, but you have to have a community to back it up.
Another feature that you will probably notice as soon as you're in game is the breadcrumb trail, or the stardust, or pixie farts.
Yeah, remember this? This is the breadcrumb trail from Fable. Remember those awesome games? And then they made a third one? Yeah, let's not talk about that. Anyways, these paths lead you into your next quest objective in the open world or in dungeons as well.
Next up is combat, and it is action combat. And they seem to be following the popular trend that other MMOs are using by having limited skills.
You have 2 slots for your at-will powers, which has little to no cooldown. 1 evasive or defensive power, which depends on the class you pick. For example, Control Wizards has a teleport dodge, and Guardian Fighters have a shield that they can hold up to block attacks. 3 slots for your encounter powers, which are your main skills that vary in cooldowns. And yes, cooldowns even for wizards. Nope, no mana required. 2 slots at the top for your daily powers, which are like your ultimate skills, and yes, you can use them more than once a day. You can use them as many times as you want as long as you have enough action points in your meter. You also have 3 slots for items to use during battle, like potions.
Skills do lock you in place, but in result you get a satisfying weighty combat that I want in my cereal before I watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Every time you deliver a blow to an enemy, it feels like you're hitting them with a truck. For this combat, it's all about placement and moving out of the way of telegraphs. Yes, telegraphs are here too. It's another feature that seems to be popular with the MMOs, and rightfully so. Now let's move on to what choices you have. You get to choose from 8 races so far, and each race has different racial traits and stats. Depending on which of the 5 classes you choose, there will be certain races that do a better job than others, so be careful what you choose. For example, the Guardian Fighter class works best with a dwarf or halfling because of their primary stats and defensive racial skills.
Also, the humans are a okay fit for all classes, but who wants to play humans?
The Holy Trinity is used in Neverwinter: tank, healer, and DPS. Of course, they add little roles with certain classes like Control Wizards, not only DPS, it can also crowd control mobs too. Hence the name Control Wizard, which reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, you know, because he's a wizard that controls the land. Okay, yeah. They also added something that might help with some issues with the Holy Trinity. Neverwinter has companions. At level 16, you'll get a choice to have a companion with you to fight the baddies. Each companion can fill a different role, like DPS, healer, or tank. Of course, they can't replace a player because they're not that strong. But you can bring them in dungeons, so if each player has a companion, there'll be about 10 people in a 5-man dungeon.
I made a mistake with my companion and named it a girl's name. But don't tell Lily that.
In Neverwinter, you have the traditional quest system. You get them in the open worlds, and sometimes the quest will lead you into many instances. Together with the quest is voice acting, which definitely adds to the experience. I don't know if it's just me, but certain things are needed in new MMOs. You know, the color pink and voice acting.
Move to Private Wilfred. Press F when close to talk to him.
Thank the gods. When I saw the Dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there'd be no survivors. What brings you to Neverwinter in such troubled times? Welcome home, I think.
Even if the voice acting is not the best, it doesn't matter because I ain't reading nothing. For the loot system, it's the need, greed, and pass system. You don't get your own loot here, except for regular dungeons. In regular non-epic dungeons and skirmishes, you get a chest at the end. In epic dungeons, which is at max level, to get the chest you have to play when the daily dungeon event is active. Daily events cycle every hour and give you extra rewards for completing them. Speaking about hourly rewards, you can pray every hour and get rewards like buffs and astral diamonds. And it's control I, not control 1 like I did. Other than gold, astral diamonds is another currency that is used pretty much for everything important in this game. The only way to buy anything on a trading post or auction house, should I say, is astral diamonds.
Let me mention you can buy astral diamonds with them dollar bills. It's the cash shop currency called Zen. You can also use astral diamonds to buy Zen.
Next up is endgame, but since you're going to be dying doing these, I should mention the penalty for dying. When you die, you get injured. When you get injured, you get debuffs on your character depending on the part of the body you are injured at. The only way to solve this is to stand at a bonfire for about 10 minutes to heal or use injury kits. Also, when you die, you respawn at the closest bonfire. The end game for Neverwinter is simple. You unlock epic dungeons at max level and each dungeon has a gear rating. As you grind a low gear rating dungeon, you'll get better gear to grow your gear rating to unlock the higher rating dungeons. You also get seals every time you're in an epic dungeon, so if ninjas are taking your loot, then you can buy epic gear from the seal shop. Now for dungeons, they do have a dungeon party finder. You can queue up for dungeons whether you're in a party or you're forever alone. Then the dungeon finder will work its magic to try to find classes that you do not have in your party. Which is good so you don't have to fight over loot over the same class, but it seems like everyone's a thief in a dungeon. I have to say I enjoyed the leveling in Neverwinter. The sheer detail in every instance that they put out there, and there's a lot of them in many areas. They even have the Fade from Dragon Age Origins, which I thought was cool, but I think I'm just a sucker for fantasy adventure.
Also enjoy looking at all the cool mounts that I couldn't get until I get more astral diamonds. But that spider mount, that $200 Founders Pack spider mount is ridiculously cool. But I like my money in my pocket.
What's the point of getting around faster if you can't do it in style? Get the Hero of the North Founders Pack and unlock an exclusive
Armored Spider Mount!
Hey, where'd you get all that?
Is Neverwinter worth a try? That's for you to decide. I hope I succeeded in making this quest more visual. Now let me go collect my XP and hopefully some good loot. But before then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, share with your friends, leave a comment, say what's up in the comment section below, and stay visual.